I love crossovers in all media. I think it's so cool to see how two different properties meet each other, especially when it involves characters who you never imagined would actually interact together. I eat that shit up like kibble. Over the years, some major crossovers have taken place in the video game medium. Today, I want to talk about a huge series of crossovers that involved Godzilla and...
Hey, Monster Island buddies, what's going on?
Oh my god, it's Steven from Steven's Toy Reviews. Are we about to do a YouTube crossover episode?
I'd like my Rodan figure back, please.
Oh. Okay, yeah, alright, I'll ship it back over to you.
And, what's that other one's right over there? No, the other figure that you got, it's like right there. You're real close to it, real close. Yeah, that one there kind of looks like Anguirus.
What about it?
Is that my Anguirus?
No.
Ship that Rodan today. Okay.
Where was I? Oh yeah, crossovers! One of the biggest and longest crossovers in video game history is the Compati Hero Series, a series of games released in Japan by Banpresto that spanned multiple video game systems for over 20 years now. The primary characters in the series are Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Gundam, usually presented as SD or super deformed versions made so that they could all be the same size. The Compati Hero series can further be broken down into subcategories. There's a series of sports games, there are some role-playing games, but the main series, and the one I want to focus on today, is the Great Battle series. This sequence of games started in 8-bit way back in 1990, with SD Battle Ozumo Heisei Hero Basho for the Famicom. So how does the biggest crossover franchise of all time kick off? With sumo wrestling! Yeah, this is a sumo wrestling game. I mean, I've always wanted to see Ultraman fight Gundam, but not quite like this. Get the fuck out of here! To the game's credit, look at how many characters they let you choose from across the franchises. It's really impressive. Plus, you got these two Banpresto assholes. You say sumo wrestling, I say this looks like two 10-year-olds having a playground fight with all this pushing and shoving. Not to mention all the slapping. They should have called it Heisei Hero Bitch Slap. I gotta say, I don't find this game incredibly engaging. It looks decent for 8-bit, but boy does it feel repetitive. In fairness, I'm sure there's more I should be doing besides tapping the slap button over and over, but I'm still progressing through the game, so whatever. Fuck off, Banpresto guy! My reward for winning is having a seizure. I would have literally preferred any other style of fighting to sumo wrestling. Street brawling, boxing, regular wrestling. I can't believe this kicked off the franchise. Extra, extra, new disease causes patients to see letters as black boxes. Thankfully, by the next game, they added some side-scrolling action. This is SD Hero you know what? I'm not even gonna try pronouncing that one. You can pick a character and level. I'm gonna start with Gundam. So I guess it really doesn't matter which character you pick, because you'll keep changing when you get these special power-ups. Alright, we have to do some tricky jumping here. What? What the hell? Where did those bird things come from? This might be because I'm a very impatient player, but I feel like some hits are just inevitable. Especially since enemies love to get all up in my pixels. Look, we're merging together! Why do evil bases always have random spikes? Who's installing these spikes? I guess I jump on the enemy's head here. What? I'm still getting hit! What the hell? Well, looks like Ultraman's back to bitch slapping. Shit, I died. I guess I won't save this masochistic robot woman handcuffed to bigger handcuffs. This game has potential. It looks good enough, but it feels like it should be a rapid-fire shooter so you can quickly waste the abundance of enemies. On to the Great Battle Cyber. It's a little bit side-scroller, a little bit beat-em-up. When you don't have a power-up gun, the hand-to-hand combat is really annoying. Gee, I wonder if this bridge is gonna collapse. Yup, there it goes. My major complaint with this game is that your character can easily outrun the screen, so you can have a really hard time seeing what's ahead of you. When you're on a cliff, you might have to take a leap of faith assuming there's ground below you, but that's not always the case. More fucking spikes! The game does throw in some cool elements to mix it up, like right here when I guess I wasn't supposed to jump. Speaking of jumping, oh my god, does some of this design try my patience. Why can't I just climb up this cliff like I can in other areas? No, you have to jump off the sliding cliff and then fuck! Fucking Gundam's weakness is slidey cliffs, I guess. This fucking Bolton alien, take a walk! Okay, watch out for those spikes. Watch out for fuck this game. Okay, now we're on to the good shit. The creme de la creme of the Great Battle series. The main series on the Super Famicom. It starts with SD The Great Battle in 1991. This is a top-down game that's a little bit shoot-'em-up, a little bit platformer. I love this game. I find it a whole lot of fun to play. Sure, it's very basic, but things change up just enough to keep it interesting for me. In this one, you can switch characters at any point just by hitting a button. It's really odd, but when you get hit, you turn downright invisible for a little while. Where'd I go? Where am I? Was I ever really here? What's Kamen Rider throwing here? It looks like he's throwing his socks. Take that! Hey, you get back here. I only needed to capture a few minutes of gameplay for you guys, and I wound up capturing like 45 minutes worth. That's how much fun this game is to me. I just love seeing these characters together in a fun and very intuitive game. 2 years later came The Great Battle 2, The Last Fighter Twin. This game was a bit of a genre flip, as now it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up. This one introduces an original playable hero that will go on to be a staple in the series. His name is Fighter Roar. You'll see his eye mask resembles the band Presto logo. Once again, you could switch between heroes while you play, although I don't sense that much of a difference between them in this game. I have to say that this is probably my least favorite in the Super Famicom Great Battle series. I like a good beat-em-up, but I find this one incredibly repetitive with very little compelling me to push onward. So watch this. In this section, as you fight, more and more of the bridge explodes. This guy knocks me off and then casually commits suicide. I guess he couldn't live with what he's done. It gets better. I respawn here on the bridge, and then the last available piece explodes. There's no bridge! Finally, the camera starts panning, and I respawn and immediately die! That's fucked up. Like all beat-em-up games, this game is slightly better with a friend. Just watch out you don't accidentally hit each other. But even with a friend, I have to say, this one gets dull pretty quick. The Great Battle 3 came to the Super Famicom in 1993, and it's another beat-em-up, but a vast improvement on the previous game. This time it's a medieval motif. It mixes things up a lot more to keep the game from getting stale. It's an improvement visually. It even introduces a store element so you can buy yourself power-ups. Plus, now there are stronger differences between the characters you choose, including unique special attacks. Fighter Roar shoots an arrow, which makes him very valuable for long-range offense. This is a fun game, and I just can't get enough of seeing these guys together. But you know what absolutely sucks about this game? Look at this password! Yeah, that's 24 characters you have to write down and then enter when you want to play again. In the time it takes to enter this password, I could code and create the actual game from scratch. Once again, it's more fun to play with a friend, but since the character sprites are bigger in this one, it's a lot easier for you two to accidentally hit each other, especially when the accessible area becomes thin. The Great Battle 4 came to the Super Famicom in 1994, and now we're switching genres again. This one is more of a side-scrolling platformer. This time there are major differences between who you play as each character has their own unique special abilities. This game also has a prominent block move, which means you have to play defensively in addition to offense. I like playing as Gundam for a real quick shoot-'em-up feel, although Kamen Rider has this badass flamethrower. Burn it down! Burn it all down! Ultraman's got this big-ass bazooka. This game has a lot of action, which I like. It would be my favorite in the series, except for one thing. At certain points, a giant evil robot attacks, so take a while to guess what happens. Yeah, we all get in individually colored vehicles, which then combine to blah 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 Japan. Wait, Gundam's inside a giant robot? It's a mecha within a mecha. The robot fight sections are really meh. There's a specific pattern you have to do to win these fights, which is just blah. This really brings the pace of this game to a screeching halt for me. Trust me, it looks more exciting than it is to play. The Great Battle 5, yeah, we're still going, has a Wild West theme because why not? It's another side-scroller and it is a load of fun. I really enjoy this one. This time you could switch between Fighter Roar and whichever character you assign as his partner, but who you choose will dictate how the levels play out later in the game. That's really cool. Kamen Rider's whip looks like sausage links. I have nothing to say about that, I just wanted to point that out. Also, oh my god, the enemy respawning. Guys you just killed will rapidly return. It's like the characters in Monster Island Buddies, nobody stays dead. This game also involves some shooter levels. It's just so chaotic, but it's a lot of fun. To me, this game really feels like an arcade game. I can't fully explain it, but it has that feel across the board, and that's a good thing. Still has long passwords, though. God damn it. So that's how the Great Battle series kicked off, but we've only scratched the surface of games that are available. There was a Great Battle 6, but that one went to PlayStation, and it kind of lost that 16-bit charm that made the first 5 games so great to me. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is a Godzilla channel. Talk about Godzilla or shut the fuck up already. To which I say, geez, pushy. Yes, Godzilla did make a couple of appearances in the Compati Hero Series, but unfortunately, it wasn't in any of the Great Battle games. We'll get to that next time. I gotta go mail this Rodan toy before the post office closes. Hey, if you like my channel and you want to support it, I just ask that you consider subscribing and hitting the like button. Let me know what you think of the Compati Hero series in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going.